messed up. I apologize, but I messed up. I thought that Omos was facing that really big guy that's been with Apollo Crews here lately. No, he's facing Bobby Lashley, which is a great matchup, and I can't wait to see that matchup. I think it'll be a really good one. They kind of previewed it on Raw, but from like a little bit that I had seen, I thought that those other two were facing each other, or that those two were facing each other, however you want to say it. By the way, welcome back to Smark Stories, halfway through the week of Wrestlemania. Going to be a couple more of these throughout this week. If you are not a fan of my TikTok, go check it out. Or not following my TikTok, however you say that. Go check it out. Been posting wrestling type content this week, at least the past couple of days. Because we're on the road to WrestleMania, why not be in the wrestling spirit? So let's continue with Raw for right now. Lesnar came out and said his piece, and then Roman Reigns came out later on and said his piece. But it looks like it's going to be a pretty good match from what's been said, Roman Reigns, it's always been personal. And then Lesnar, our titles are going to have a wedding, and we're crashing the wedding. And there's going to be a big old party, and, or not a party, but our titles are going to have a baby, and blah, 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 blah. Something on the card that does excite you. From the highlights, I did not see any more for Edge versus AJ. I'm sure there was something on Raw. If there wasn't something on Raw, I don't see why they would do it on SmackDown, because AJ's not a SmackDown competitor at the moment, unless we're getting ready to put things back to everybody being on every show or something. Kevin Owens said his little piece, and see, I thought he shaved his head for the deal that happened last week, but I guess it was just a bald cap, or maybe a Photoshop picture that I seen. Sometimes I end up under a giant rock when it comes to wrestling stuff, just because of life. But I'm still a fan. I'm still trying to enjoy it, and I like getting on here and talking about it, because I don't really have anywhere else to go with it exactly. So here I can kind of talk about wrestling and maybe have some interaction with some other people that are wrestling fans as well. Tomorrow's the induction ceremony for The Undertaker, as well as the rest of the Hall of Fame. Queen Sharmell, Steiner Brothers. I am forgetting people, and I feel ridiculous. Raw had a really great tag team segment where we got to look at the Street Profits going after the RK Bro team, which I really enjoy that team a lot. I'm a fan. Which they're going to be in a triple threat match with the Alpha Academy involved for the Raw tag titles. But the RK Bro was facing the Usos, so that was the match, okay? And Street Profits came out first and started interfering. Then Shinsuke and Rick Boogs got involved and took off with carrying the Street Profits. Riddle hit an RK Bro. There's a whole thing. It was a pretty cool moment. Okay, so we're getting there. We're obviously all the go home segments. Yes, we're close. We're at exit number 3 at the moment, if we were still continuing with the Miles references. Because let's talk NXT for a minute. The little bit that I feel super excited to discuss, which would be Cameron Grimes making it into the ladder match. I think that ladder match has a lot of promise. I'm interested in seeing the ladder match. NXT Championship match should be pretty good. All 6 guys came out and had some altercation together on NXT the other day. That was pretty cool. Nikita Lyons re-debuted. They set up Stand and Deliver. I think there will be some things to be excited about during Stand and Deliver. So wanted to take a quick break, run in and grab a drink. and do some quick research on the cards for tonight. And I gotta tell you, it's gonna be a good night for tag team wrestling, especially. Good night for wrestling in general. Mox has a couple of matches. Actually, Bloodsport 8 just started like 3 minutes ago, and Mox has a match there. Mox has a match later on in GCW. I didn't see anything anywhere about Matt Cardona, and I thought that was interesting, and maybe he's just in there somewhere later, because I know like GCW is kind of a collective of things. And Joey Janela Spring Break 6 Part 1 today, this evening, will have a triple threat tag team match that I'm pretty interested in. It's SGC, the Hate Club, and the Briscoes going at it tonight. I think that'll be pretty good. And Mox has a match. Mox has a match there as well. So Mox is going to be busy these next couple of days. Speaking of Mox, oh my stars! Last night he just laid out Jay Lethal with
blocks it. Lethal!
That clothesline was insane, dude. Okay, so I'm really liking the Blackpool gimmick with Regal, Bryan, and Moxley. I think it'll be a good thing for quite a while. Still loving Darby and Sting together doing their thing. They had a whole ordeal with the Andrade family home office, or home family office, or however you say that. And I think that my ADD kicked in and I knew I had snakes in the seat. I apologize. So we see those guys have a little spat during the whole thing, which was really cool. Man, Sting can still go, and I think that is just the coolest. Man, so many great things from this week as we get a little bit closer. So Smark Stories the rest of the week, probably going to be later night episodes. Tomorrow night it'll be pretty late in the evening. There will probably still be wrestling going on. Same with Saturday and Sunday. I'll probably post them before main events and stuff. So you'll get main event reactions on the next episodes. And there will be a reaction to WrestleMania, the ending of WrestleMania, and wrapping it all up on Monday as we go into Raw for Monday, where we'll definitely be discussing who is the unified champion, whether it's Reigns, who finally got whatever personal vendetta he feels he has with the next big thing, Brock Lesnar, which, although that used to be his thing, his title or whatever, the next big thing, and then it was Beast Incarnate. My brain instantly went to the next big thing because that's what he was from my childhood. But personally, that's my pick to win the match. I guess we could start doing picks for things. So my pick to win the match at WrestleMania is Lesnar. Do I see it exactly going that way? No. But do I want it to go that way? Yes. AJ over Edge, I think, is how it ends up happening. Just to do kind of a knocking Edge down one peg type thing. And it's WrestleMania. The good guys got to get over this year, right? Especially since last year they had the bad guys get over. Although, they got the WrestleMania Backlash thing that they did last year. I don't know if they're going to call it the same thing this year. We'll see. They announced it that Saturday last year, and they did that during the rain delay, if I remember correctly. So we'll probably see them announce it Saturday as well for what the next pay-per-view is going to be. We saw some people come up during WrestleMania. I think Seth Rollins got his match, so I guess we're gonna see who it is. Obviously who it is on Saturday. I do believe that it's going to be Cody. It just seems like it's going to be Cody Rhodes. That's the vibe. That's the feel. That's what I'm going with. I'm picking Cody, and if that's the case, I think Cody wins because Cody's coming in, and I feel like if you're bringing a guy in, he has to win. I mean, that's not always the case, but almost always, or that it's not always the case, but it often is, I guess is what I'm trying to say. We'll just have to wait and see. Bryan Danielson had a huge burner of a match. I'm just gonna be going back and forth, guys, between everything. So Bryan Danielson had a huge match with Yuta. That was great. And Regal even said that he was impressed with Yuta, and it was great. Let's see. Toni Storm. Toni Storm is now all elite, which a lot of people seem to be excited about it. There seems to be a lot of buzz. So for a few different personal reasons, I do not watch a lot of women's wrestling. It's nothing against them. Absolutely nothing. I think a lot of them are very, very talented wrestlers, and I give them props for doing what they do, but I just will not be watching very often. And that's what it is. So I don't know a whole lot about Toni Storm. I think that, the people that are excited and like the buzz about her being there tells me that she is a big addition to the women's roster. And I want to see women divisions everywhere do well, because they're out there trying to do stuff that the men are doing, and a lot of times doing a very good job at that. So I think that's another thing. I'll put the link to this in the comments, or in the description, I mean. But Bully Ray had a great question the other day, and I want you guys to answer in the comments that watch this. If you've spent a ton of time building up a women's division for your wrestling company, i.e. WWE, is what we're talking about. So WWE has spent all this time building up their women's division. Why is neither women's match the main event for night one of WrestleMania? Why? Why is it not? The women main evented WrestleMania 35. The women got to main event one of the nights last year. They should get to main event one of the nights this year. And I full-heartedly agree with that. Honestly, I think it should be Becky and Bianca after Monday. That match, or not, well, more like a segment, I guess, where Bianca starts cutting Becky's hair. That was great. That was great storytelling. Man, we could, personally, I could get behind that. I think that would be a great way to end night one. I think it'd be a wonderful way. Another thing, do you guys think that the heels are gonna win more matches than the faces this year, or do you think it's gonna be pretty well split, or do you think it's gonna be the happy, feel-good moments that we normally get with the WrestleMania? What do you think they're gonna do? Austin Theory got a huge win the other night over Ricochet. What does that do for going into WrestleMania for the Pat McAfee and Austin Theory match? Personally, I think it's going to be Pat McAfee winning. I don't know. That's kind of the way I'd like to see it go. And it's really cool. Guy got to play football in that same stadium, and now he gets to wrestle a match at Wrestlemania. Not just at like any pay-per-view, but Wrestlemania. So that's pretty cool. Man, it seems like it's going to be a really great card. I'd like to see Lashley beat Omos. Omos might need it more, but I'm a big Lashley fan. I think his title runs have been good. I felt like this last one was too short, but I guess there was a issue with the shoulder that needed repaired. Seems like they got it fixed. I didn't think he was going to be back for WrestleMania. And so, like, the whole thing about him and Omos being in a match went totally under my radar. And, again, I apologize about that. Mistakes will happen. Moving away from WrestleMania for a moment, Motor City Machine Guns taking on the Bullet Club tonight. I feel like that's huge, personally. I feel like that's a big deal. I think that's a really good, Thursday night move for Impact to do tonight. Especially with all the other wrestling going on. There's a ton of other options out there. And I think that was a really good decision on their part. Should be good viewing. With that, guys, there's a lot of wrestling going on this week. That's why there's going to be so many Smark Stories coming out real quick. So I think we're going to wrap this one up. Might go into a little bit more depth and a bit longer tomorrow night. I don't want to keep you all here too long tonight. Get out there, watch some wrestling. Hopefully you're watching Bloodsport right now, and that you're going to be watching this as like a in between your events for GCW today, because GCW and Impact are ruling the day, I think, today. Have a good one, guys.